What's going on, everybody? I hope you're doing well today. Welcome back to the REF Sense channel. Glad to have you here. So I will forever stand by the statement that fragrances do not have to conform to gender. If you are a young lady and you want to wear something that is ultra masculine, by all means, knock yourselves out. If you're a guy and you love the way that the typical feminine perfumes smell, well then go grab some and rock it. As long as you own it and as long as you are proud of it, then you will be just fine. With that being said, I do have to admit that I have a special place in my heart for masculine fragrances. I just love that ultra manly feel that they give you when you spray them on. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. 7 amazing masculine fragrances that you need to pick up today. I hope you're ready because this is going to be good. All right, starting off with fragrance number 1. I know that I'm going to get some hate in the comments for this fragrance, but it is okay. I absolutely love it. It was a very popular fragrance in the 80s, and there's a good chance that many of your fathers actually owned a bottle of this. I am talking about, Drakkar Noir. What the heck's wrong with me? Drakkar Noir, man. This one is an absolutely stunning fragrance that I think projects a lot of masculinity. There are tons of amazing notes in here. I'm talking things like rosemary and lavender and basil. Very herbaceous. And then once you get down into the mid notes and base notes, you're gonna find some things like some coriander, some cinnamon, and even some leather and some pine and vetiver and cedar, sandalwood, things like that. So you're gonna be looking at a little bit of a green and herbal fragrance mixed with some woody notes as well. Now, I grew up in church, and I remember a lot of guys wearing this when they came to church. So to me, it has a little bit more of a formal occasion type feel, but I do think that this can be pulled off for nights out. And ladies, if you like a good, confident, rugged man, I think this is a good fragrance for him as well. And if anything, if all else fails, get it for the nostalgia, man. You know that there were some great times when this fragrance was popular. So Drakkar Noir is definitely one to check out. Here we go, moving right along to fragrance number 2, and this is going to be a Creed Aventus clone. I know that they are a dime a dozen these days between Club de Nuit, Intense Man, and Mont Blanc Explorer. There are 100,000 different clones of Creed Aventus, but for good reason, because Creed Aventus smells good and it is masculine. But this one is going to be from the house of Banana Republic. It is Black Walnut Legend. If you can see, it's hard to see right there, but this is Black Walnut Legend. Now it has the same type of elements that you would find in something like Creed Aventus. It's got the citrus on the top with some bergamot and a little bit of kumquat in there. And then as it dries off, you're gonna get some incense, you're gonna get some musk and patchouli at the bottom. What it does lack a little bit more though is the black currant. The black currant isn't very prevalent in this fragrance. However, it is inexpensive, and this is one of those rare instances where I tell you that when you shop online, you're gonna pay a little bit more. All of my fragrances from Banana Republic, and I've got like 12 of them, all of my fragrances from Banana Republic came from Marshalls, Ross, TJ Maxx, some of these discount outlets, and I never paid more than $25 for any of them. So Black Walnut Legend, it's inexpensive. It lasts for about 6 hours. It definitely grabs attention and definitely puts off some masculine vibes. So definitely pick it up if you see it in the stores. Here we go for fragrance number 3, and I'm telling you this right from the beginning that there is quite a bit of masculinity packed into this fragrance, so much so that a few of you guys may have a difficult time enjoying it. And it is from a smaller company based out of London. I've promoted a couple of their fragrances on this channel before, and I'm going to keep doing it because this is an incredible house. From the house of Oil and Oud, this is called Mafioso Money. That's right, Mafioso Money. This is a bottle that is a roll-on, okay? They don't make atomizer sprays, and it is alcohol-free, so guess what? They can ship all around the world. But let's get to the meat and bones of what is in the bottle. This is a fragrance that, understand these top notes, has gunpowder, whiskey, and Sicilian cigar as the top notes. And you can smell them, okay? You can absolutely smell these notes. Trust me, I am from Florida. I know what gunpowder smells like, and it's definitely in here, as well as something like a burning cigar. You kind of get a burning, burnt sensation when you smell this, but it's also got some bottom notes of some cinnamon, sandalwood, some oud, some ambergris, and even a little bit of saffron in here. But they are a very affordable fragrance company. I'm talking like maybe $25-$30 for their largest bottle, which is this size right here. But the good thing about having these roll-ons is that they are amazingly portable. You can take them all over the place, and you have a very good control over how much fragrance actually gets on your body. So Mafioso Money from Oil and Oud, this is definitely one to put in your collection if you're looking for something that screams masculinity. For this next fragrance, we're going to take masculinity into the realm of the professional man. And this is one that is a very mainstream fragrance. There were rumors about a year ago that it was going to be discontinued, but you can still find it for sale all over the place. It is Giorgio Armani's Acqua di Gio Profumo. A lot of people call this a basic fragrance, okay? I kind of get it, but this is my favorite in the Acqua di Gio line. Now, a lot of these Acqua di Gios keep that same aquatic, citrusy DNA. However, this one adds a certain depth to it because while it's got some sea notes and some bergamot on top, it dries off and has base notes of incense and patchouli. And it's that incense in particular. Ah, man, I could smell this all day. It is the incense in particular that gives this a more masculine feel. Now, it is typically going to be a spring, summertime fragrance, but when you're working in an office or in a professional setting, this is absolutely perfect for that type of setting. Wear it to the office, wear it when you are at church, wear it to a formal occasion. You are not going to offend anybody, and still you're going to pull some compliments. Now, the only downside to a lot of people is this can be a little bit of a pricey fragrance. I'm talking in the realm of $80 to $100. That's okay for a designer in my opinion, but let's face it, there's a lot of people that aren't looking to spend more than $40 or $50 on a fragrance. That's just the way it is, and that's okay. But if you're not afraid to drop the coin, this is worth putting in your collection. Next up for fragrance number 5, we are jumping over to the house of John Varvatos, and this fragrance is my absolute favorite from that house. It is John Varvatos Vintage. The scent profile on this fragrance gives off an old school gentlemanly vibe. It's got some top notes that are a little bit herbal as well. It's got some things like rhubarb and pepper and basil, and then as it dries down, you're going to get some suede, tobacco, a little bit of some woody notes, some oak moss. It is a great fragrance. Now, if you've smelled anything else in this video and then you smell this one, you are immediately going to think about something like Drakkar Noir. But here's the thing, if Drakkar Noir had been invented in modern times rather than back in the 80s, this would be that fragrance. It is more refined, it is a little bit more gentlemanly, not as, I would say, not quite as rugged as something like Drakkar Noir is. So this one is one of their more popular ones, but do not buy this retail. You're going to be looking at $80, $90, $100. Definitely shop for this one online. But it's worth your buy. It's worth the purchase, man. It is a great, masculine, gentlemanly fragrance. Just get it. Here we are with fragrance number 6, and we are going to jump into the world of niche with this cold weather powerhouse. It is Parfums de Marly Herod. an amazing fragrance that will knock the cold weather to its ever-loving knees, my friends. Now, it is a tobacco-based fragrance, so you have to appreciate tobacco in your fragrances if you're gonna like Herod, but there are some other sweet, warm, and spicy notes that kind of round this thing out, bringing it all together and making it cohesive. So you've got some top notes of some things like cinnamon and pepper, and then the tobacco is actually in the middle with some incense and labdanum. But right down there towards the bottom is really where it jumps off the page at you with some vanilla, some isoe super to give it some longevity, musk, cedar, and some vetiver. Now, I find this to be more elegant and also more refined as well. I think though it's sweet enough to where some younger men, maybe in their early mid-20s, could appreciate this. So it's not going to be too mature, but it's definitely going to keep those masculine vibes that you're looking for. Price tag on this one, we're getting up into the $200 range. Sometimes even $300, depending on the size of your bottle and where you find this fragrance. I'm going to leave some links in the description below so that you can find all of these fragrances, by the way, and I'll make sure that they are discounted. So there's Uncle Jesse hooking you guys up, but it's a long-lasting fragrance. It is a compliment-pulling fragrance. It is one of Parfum de Marly's most popular ones in their line. So Herod is the one to get for your masculinity needs. Last up on this list is one of my most recent purchases and has quickly become one of my favorite masculine scents from my favorite designer house. This is Dior Fahrenheit Le Parfum. Oh, what an incredible... Oh, it gives me the chills. It smells so good. Now, some could argue that the Dior Fahrenheit Eau de Toilette is an even more masculine, or what you would understand masculine to be, fragrance than this, because it kind of smells like a garage. You know, it's got a very strong gasoline type scent. It's piercing. It is strong and piercing. So be warned about that whenever you smell it. But I promise you, this one tones it down a lot. You still have a little bit of that vibe in there with some suede, licorice, and violet leaf. But where it starts to turn around is that it's got some Sicilian mandarin on the top. There's some rum and vanilla in here as well. So what you really think of as a gentleman is all in this bottle right here. I would also say that the vibes that it gives, if you were to wear this, it is kind of a gentleman of mystery, a lot like James Bond. Somebody were to wear this, it'd be like, man, that is one suave guy, but he could probably kick my ass. That's what this is going to be. Approachable, but it's definitely going to help you retain that demeanor that you're really looking for in a masculine fragrance. Price range on this one is about $110 to $130, depending on where you find it, and it is quite hard to find these days. But I absolutely think that this is blind buy worthy. Okay, blind buy worthy if you're a little bit older, like late 20s, something along those lines. Okay, Dior Fahrenheit Le Parfum. I love it. And there we go, my friends. 7 of the most masculine fragrances from my collection. I'm telling you, I love smelling masculine. It's just amazing. Okay, it's one of my favorite things. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I want to especially thank all of you who have subscribed to this channel. Today we reached 700 subscribers. I am honored, I am humbled, and I thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart for supporting me in my endeavor to make good content for you. Please be sure to share this video with anybody that you know, like, subscribe, all of those good things, and stay tuned for more amazing content to come. I love you guys so much. See you next time.